We all think we need more leads into our clinics, but really we need to be able to answer 3 questions for our prospects to get them to respond and come into our clinic. Let's get right into it. Hi, my name is Mike here at the Proof Co, where we skip the pitch and we show the proof, and I hope to see you doing the same for your clinic after watching this series. After years of working with clinics all across the nation and generating over $1 million in revenue for them, let's go through the ProofFlow system that allowed me to integrate into these clinics and create the kind of revenue that we see. This is a 3-phase framework that's going to keep it very simple, very direct, and be beneficial whether you are a first-time chiropractor or more of an advanced chiropractor where you have advanced therapies in your office, you've invested in more for the future. This is definitely going to be applicable. Our businesses are only going to be as good as the foundation that we build them upon, and so this is going to touch on those, plus have some advanced tactics and strategies that we use right here in 2026. The first part of this framework is attention. How do we get attention, and how do we answer the question, can you help me? Now, the greatest thing about having the first impression on someone is for someone to speak directly to your name and to hit on the pain points that you currently have. You watching this right here, you probably came to this video because you saw my hook, you saw my thumbnail. I made a good first impression on you, and then I went further into details on credibility, whom I serve, and then we're gonna have an action at the end of this. But you're gonna see how me speaking directly into your pain points, your problems, is going to get your ears to perk up. They say that our favorite sound is our own name, and so as you take this approach to their pain and their problems, knowing them specifically is only going to get their attention right out of the gate. So the way that we answer the question, can you help me, is having the right message at the right place at the right time. And we do this by being very specific and very clear. Most clinics out there are using generic language that are not getting to the point of where they are. It could be a specific person, age group, what they do for their activities. It could be where they are in their pain journey. Did it just start? Have they tried other alternatives? Are they at their last resort and having surgery? There are a lot of different areas and ways that we can communicate to these people, and it also helps with testing, we'll talk about later on in this, testing for your paid ads, anything that you put out there in the marketplace. It allows you to really refine that. And so answering and asking these kinds of questions are gonna get us there. Now, the attention formula, what is this and how does this work? First, we're gonna look at our offers. We need to hit specific pains and have specific promises to them. We can't just have new patient specials. We can't just have back pain or sciatica issues. It needs to be a specific place, a specific time, and for a specific person. The more clear that we can do that, we're gonna get their ears to perk up. Now, if we look at what the promise is, it needs to solve a very specific problem. For example, you can't just say that you do decompression or high intensity laser or acoustic therapy. We need to go into what this solves for them today. They didn't wake up saying, I need some decompression today. I wonder if I can go see some acoustic therapy. They are asking the question, I have knee pain, I have back pain, I have shoulder pain whenever I do certain activities. I want that solved. So we're gonna hit into that. So you wanna make something proprietary. So with your offer, make it, for example, the knee renewal protocol, or make it some type of knee related solution that's gonna hit directly to their pain point. So be direct, be very sincere, and use clear language to get that point across. The second thing is the creative. How do we stop them and how do we tell a story? And so you need to be quick because a lot of people have low attention these days. So how can we be quick? How can we build trust? And how do we really get that promise or that offer across as quickly as possible? The best way to do this is through video. And so if you have a creative agency right now that's really only spitting out ads, not diversifying how they are testing things, I really encourage for you to jump on the gun, for you to jump on them, or go work with an agency that's going to understand how dynamic and how great video can be. Yes, it dies quickly, but that's why you need to always be making new stuff. How do we tell a story in this? We're gonna use people, places, things, testimonials, reviews, use as much social proof as possible to get that point across on how we can be creative in that. The last thing is omnipresence. You gotta be everywhere, right? If I'm excited about providing a solution for folks and I believe in it, I have conviction in that, I need to be everywhere telling everyone as much as possible. So we can't just be writing on one platform. Now there's a threshold, a cutoff of trying to do too many places at once. You need to be effective at one thing at a time. I always say, say, and I think it's really important to start at one area and perfect it, come up with a process and a team in place, and then move on to the next platform. At your end goal, it should be you utilizing several channels of communication, email, text message, Facebook, social media, all the social medias, YouTube. Maybe you're getting on you're doing some ads for TV streaming, whatever it is. Do one at a time and perfect it until you can move on to the next one. Put people in a process in place and you can get there. So how does this kind of all work together? So as we create really effective, clear offers, we have creative that tell the stories of those offers. That helps us with communication and be direct with them. And we're also everywhere when we're doing that. We have quite the recipe here to be highly effective in getting attention. A lot of these clinics that we see out here really missing in all these areas. They may be hitting the omni part because the marketing industry has done a pretty good job of pounding people to be effectively everywhere all at once. But really, if you're everywhere and you're loud about it, but you don't have creative and offers in place, you're not gonna be able to translate those views into something meaningful. You're not gonna be able to bring revenue into the clinic. So, and again, if we are everywhere, but we have maybe great offers, but our creative is not to the point, if our creatives are too vague, if our creatives are just still images and we just pound still images, you're gonna have just a diminishing return on the amount of diversity you'll have in that area. So we really need to be hitting 3 areas. Now, what does this allow us to do? This allows us to be specific, to be relevant, and to be everywhere. Now, if you're at a party and you view this as a party mentality, if I walk into a party, I wanna get everyone's attention, but I also wanna be specific in each individual. I can't yell at everyone at once, but what I can do is to go and to be specific to each individual, say their names, ask about where they are, where they've been, their pain problems, make some jokes, be charismatic. I can have all of that kind of communication coming through in video format. As we look at how these all 3 come together, that hits them. Now, they stop and they pay attention. So that's the whole idea here is answering the question, can you help me? And we do that through a process of being direct, having an offer that fits with that, speaking directly using the right terminology in the description and the actual problems that they have versus being vague. And we are everywhere. We're gonna get attention. That's gonna move us waking up and not knowing where we are with our clinic. Or maybe it's 15, 20 years later and you're now moving backwards on your bottom line. And that was something unexpected. We all saw, if you were running paid ads a couple years ago, you saw a lot of fruit and it was very easy. But things have definitely changed as things become more competitive and more saturated. You're now scrambling to find a way to get your clinic profitable again. Maybe you moved into a new building or you hired new staff and you're having to let some folks go because you have not developed a good, strong foundation. So this is piece number 1. How do we get attention through the door and build upon this? Do one thing at a time, be direct, be sincere, be clear, and really knock out this part of your foundation for your clinic.